So thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate it. This is E-TES. This is the second generation E-TES. You guys saw the video of the test machine. That's our hydronic system. That uses propane to create the heat. This is, handy little title of the E stands for electric. This is an electric thermal energy system. The first system that came out was just very, very simple. It was basically just designed to cook. The E-TES, this is the E-TES SD. This is basically a classic E-TES with a brain. This will do a number of different things. Real quick, how many of you guys have E-TES? Yeah, one. You can raise your hand, JC. You have.
That's Phoenix.
You still don't.
I don't have it.
You don't have any yet? Oh,
no.
We'll fix that.
Yeah.
Okay. How have you? Is it John?
Mm-hmm.
Have you used them out in the field?
I haven't used them personally, but I've been on jobs where they've used them.
You can tell the
Yeah,
difference there.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, is it Cornelio?
Yes.
Have you used it out in the field as well?
We haven't had the chance to use it, but I've seen it used.
Hopefully after these classes, you'll realize how much of a difference they can make. But this is the E-TES itself. With the SD, like I said, it does lots of different features. This one will it'll actually be a data logger for us. It has I think 16 different tests it does that it'll actually track the drying. It'll track our RH. It has a built-in thermal hygrometer in it. It also will shut off when we tell it to. It'll turn on when we tell it to. We can program all of that into the system, and we don't have to have a technician there at all times making the little tweaks and doing that kind of thing. That being said, we always recommend a technician go and check on the jobs. Bridgepoint Systems is not saying that you no longer need to go check on your jobs because you have an E-TES on it. That's not it at all. This is just going to make it so that we don't have to have a technician there all the time. I've got it set up here. This is the 120 model. Obviously 120, it's going to take 2 cords. Each cord, we need to have it on at least a 15 amp circuit. Each cord is going to pull about 12 amps. So we're going to be running around 24 amps, 12 on each cord. So we want it on a 15 amp circuit so we don't overload the system itself. One real important thing is each one of the cords do have breaker buddies built into them. I have been the guy that's put this up in an attic, strung it down, went up there to program, and it's not working because you have to reset it, just like right on the cord itself. So that's going to give you a green light there. After you've reset both of them, you come on, you turn this on, and it should have a green light right here. This means you're on separate circuits. You can have them plugged in on the same circuit. It'll actually power up. It's just not going to pull enough power inside of it to heat up the actual heating element, so you won't have a green light. Or, I've had it once that the green light burned out, but that doesn't happen very often. You're using your E-TES a lot if this light's burning out. But you always want to have green. Green means go. So you're going to take any air mover. I think I can't remember if I talked to you guys about this or not, but pretty much any air mover will fit inside the E-TES or the text box itself. These came out about 8 years ago, and about 8 years ago and 3 months ago, Dry-E's redesigned their Sahara, so the Sahara no longer fits in here. The Sahara doesn't fit, and the Triad doesn't fit. We, of course, think that's complete irony that they don't fit in here. But anyway, that was humor. You should laugh.
Ha ha.
Thank you, Robert. Anyway, this is the Omni Pro Air Mover, 2.9 air mover. It fits in there fantastic. The Phoenix Cam fits in there great. The older Saharas fit in there. The Vikings fit in there. The Mighties fit in there. So most all of the air movers you have will fit in there, no problem. One thing people always ask me is on the air movers, is it hard to get down in there? When the rubber is brand new, of course, it's just a compression fit, and it kind of fits down in there hard. But it slides down there eventually pretty easily. And once you use it a bunch and get some heat, it slides down there no problem. But what we can do on this one, whenever you power them up, the nice thing is it's going to give you put in your sensors here. It's going to give you your air temperature, your surface temperature. It gives you your RH, and then if you put in the actual probes itself, it'll actually give you your moisture content. You have the opportunity to do 2 different moisture contents there. What I usually recommend is for sure always do your air temperature. If you have a surface temperature, use that too. But the air temperature is going to allow us to run lots of different stuff. If we don't have that in there, it's just cooking. It's just basically a blow dryer is what it is. As you saw in the video, we recommend that you always contain the heat. I'm sure you guys have talked about that some. Did you have a question, Tom?
Just a comment that as you're looking at the different products on the market, make sure you have something that you can control the temperature.
Correct.
I can't stress that enough, and that's been the downfall of some of the other manufacturers in the early days. Now some are catching up, but they can cook a house, no problem, but if you can't control your environment, could that cause other problems? We talked about lowering the pressure or lowering the temperature at which you can drive steam deeper into the structure. You can cause damage to electronics, you can cause damage to other contents. So who's the boss, right? It's not the job, it's not the water, it's also not your equipment. You should be controlling your job site, including your high limit temperatures. So these, depending on, is it occupied, what part of the house, is it completely empty, what are the needs of the job, you can dial in your high limit if you have a brand name product that does offer that feature.